For years, the Marvel Cinematic Universe focused on superheroes like Iron Man and Captain America. But the MCU is about to enter a much darker era. Vampires are coming, supernatural creatures are rising, and one of Marvel's most terrifying heroes might finally appear. Because Marvel may be preparing to introduce Ghost Rider into the MCU. The MCU is getting darker. For most of its history, the Marvel Cinematic Universe focused on science-based heroes and cosmic adventures. Characters like Iron Man, Thor, and the Avengers fought threats that came from technology, aliens, or powerful cosmic forces. But in recent years, Marvel has slowly started exploring something very different, the supernatural side of the Marvel Universe. Movies and shows like Moon Knight introduced ancient gods and mystical powers, and with the upcoming arrival of Blade, Marvel is preparing to introduce vampires and darker creatures into the MCU. This suggests that the next phase of the MCU could explore a much darker corner of the Marvel Universe. And if that happens, there is one character who fits perfectly into this world: Ghost Rider. Who Ghost Rider really is? Ghost Rider is one of the most unique heroes in Marvel Comics. Unlike traditional superheroes, Ghost Rider is connected to supernatural forces. The most famous Ghost Rider is Johnny Blaze, a stunt motorcyclist who made a deal with a powerful demon to save someone he loved. But that deal came with a terrible price. Johnny Blaze became bonded with a demonic spirit known as the Spirit of Vengeance. Whenever evil appears, the spirit takes control and transforms Johnny into Ghost Rider, a terrifying figure with a flaming skull and supernatural powers. Ghost Rider rides a burning motorcycle, controls hellfire, and punishes evil souls. But his most terrifying ability is the Penance Stare. This power forces enemies to feel all the pain and suffering they have caused others. For villains, this punishment can be unbearable. Ghost Rider already exists in the Marvel Universe in Marvel Comics. Ghost Rider is not just a lone hero. He is connected to a much larger supernatural world. This world includes demons, dark magic, cursed spirits, and ancient mystical forces. Characters like Doctor Strange already deal with magical threats, but Ghost Rider represents something even darker. He is the embodiment of vengeance itself. And if the MCU begins exploring supernatural stories with characters like Blade, Ghost Rider would be the perfect hero to expand that world. The supernatural side of the MCU Marvel has already started hinting at supernatural stories. For example, Moon Knight introduced powerful Egyptian gods into the MCU. The upcoming Blade movie will introduce vampires and possibly other supernatural creatures. And rumors suggest Marvel may explore characters connected to darker stories in future projects. If vampires and demons become part of the MCU, Ghost Rider could become one of the most important characters in this darker universe. Because Ghost Rider is not just a hero, he is a hunter of evil. How Ghost Rider could enter the MCU? There are several ways Marvel could introduce Ghost Rider. One possibility is through the supernatural stories connected to Blade. If Blade begins hunting vampires across the world, he could eventually encounter darker supernatural forces, and when those forces become too powerful, the Spirit of Vengeance may appear. Another possibility is through the magical side of the MCU. Characters like Doctor Strange deal with mystical threats that could easily connect to demonic forces. If a powerful demon enters the Marvel Universe, Ghost Rider could appear as the force meant to stop it. Either way, Ghost Rider's arrival would dramatically expand the supernatural side of Marvel storytelling. Why Ghost Rider would change the MCU? Ghost Rider is not a typical superhero. He does not join teams like the Avengers. He operates in a darker world where the enemies are demons, cursed souls, and supernatural monsters. If Ghost Rider joins the MCU, it could open the door for an entirely new category of Marvel stories. Stories that explore horror, dark magic, and the supernatural. This could create a completely different tone from the traditional Marvel movies. Instead of cosmic battles and high-tech armor, these stories could focus on ancient curses, demons, and the eternal battle between good and evil. And in that world, Ghost Rider would be one of the most powerful forces of justice. So while the MCU prepares for massive multiverse battles and cosmic threats, another world may be quietly emerging in the shadows. A darker world filled with vampires, demons, and supernatural powers. And if Marvel decides to explore that world, one hero will almost certainly rise from the flames: Ghost Rider.